So what's good, homies? It's your man, Dr. VOA. When a woman decides that the value of having you in her life has diminished or even died completely, the things she says and the way she disrespects you get to the point where they're so egregious that people can't even sympathize with you anymore because they're starting to wonder why you're even allowing this to take place. And once again, Jada Pinkett has jumped off the porch again. And one of the most disrespectful things she's ever said to Will. And my plea to Will is that, brother, you just gather yourself and get out of this situation. Stop coming on interviews making excuses for a woman who has no respect, no love, no compassion for you even, as a man who has built a life that she could not obtain on her own. And the appreciation she shows for you in that is to come out and say things like this. When a woman is dissatisfied in a situation, she will either leave or force you to leave. And what this woman is doing is attempting to drive Will crazy. She's attempting to keep disrespecting him in such a way that will make him flee the scene. And if he flees the scene, she is going to be able to get whatever she wants in the divorce. But if she leaves, she might not fare as well. And here's the thing about it. A woman her age doesn't have many options at all. It doesn't matter how famous she is, how any of that. Because the thing about her, if you juxtapose her position against other women in Hollywood, or even regular women out here, her dirt is so well known that no man would ever trust her to do anything other than to have a jump up and down session. Now, somebody sent me this pic on IG where this woman has been quoted as saying, "Don't allow your husband to keep you from finding the love of your life." Basically, what she's saying is the thing that we say all the time. A woman will marry a man she hates. She will marry a man who is not her choice. She will marry a man who is not the object of her desire. She will marry a man who is not the love of her life. But he will provide. And not only will he provide, he can provide. He doesn't have to get any of the love and dedication and focus and the support that a man should demand from a woman if he's going to provide for her on this level. He'll just provide anyway. Because why? He feels like she is the prize. This is a prime example of a woman who's been pedestalized on a pedestal that she didn't deserve. And now that she's been on that pedestal so long, she's starting to get to the point where that biological clock is ticking so loud that she has to wear earplugs to bed to keep it from keeping her awake at night. So her goal is to disrespect this man in so many different ways that he finally just has to bow out, or she drives him crazy. A woman will drive you to the grave with this type of disrespect, man, because she doesn't understand the type of effect that this has on you. And you, for all intents and purposes, act like you don't even understand the effect that this has on you. So when you see a man like Will, who's built this amazing life, and now that he's on the downswing of his career, and he probably wouldn't even be on the downswing of his career if he cut this bra loose and learned to focus. You men gotta not be afraid to lose whatever you're gonna lose to have some bra go to the wayside. If she's not benefiting your life, man, you got to move on. The children are grown. You don't need her. A man like Will does not need her. If you men are Will's friends, if you men are Will's companions and compadres, man, and y'all really care about this man, his family and all that, man, y'all need to sit this man down and give him an intervention, man. You understand? Tell that man to give Dr. BOA a call, man, so me and him can sit down, man. I'll give him a free consultation, man. Let's just sit down and talk, brother, because you have the potential and propensity to represent what a positive black male in America can be. But you're not doing that when you're allowing your woman to treat you like a dirty dog out here, man. It's not even funny anymore. This ain't nothing to laugh at. Don't come in here laughing at Will, man. This is terrible. This man has too much fame and notoriety, man. He has too much potential to be powerful, to be so weak and be allowing this little petite, slight of frame woman to treat him like he's David and she's Goliath. Because if she's going to treat you like you're David and she's Goliath, then be David. Slay the giant that is being tied into a marriage that should have been ended and divorced 20 years ago. You should have never married the broad. The children you had with her, they're all over the place. They don't know whether they're coming or going. One minute they want to be this, the other minute they want to be that. I know you have to have lost some friends, man, because friends don't want to see you get treated like this by your broad. This woman has never been a wife to you. She's lived off of your great fame and fortune. She would have never attained that level of fame and fortune on her own. Jada Pinkett was never going to be a Will Smith. At Will's peak, man, he was getting $20 million a movie or more. This woman probably ain't made $20 million in her whole career. So he took her under his wing, sat her down. And what happened is, when you turn a harlot into a housewife, eventually she's going to burst out of that shell because she didn't want to be it in the first place. So what you have done is allowed the energy that she possesses inside, the Jezebel energy, to incubate for all of these years, and now it's coming out full force. And right now, Will, you don't have to try to keep a woman as a wife who does not want to be a wife. You can't keep a woman that don't want to be kept. There's no reason to have an open marriage with her. Have a no marriage with her. There's no reason to have an open relationship with her. Have a no relationship with her. This woman is beyond the wall. She doesn't have any grounds to stand on to make these kind of demands in a relationship with you, Will. Okay, she gonna get half of the money. So what? Pay her half of the money to leave. She ain't getting half of the money. You paying her to get the hell out of your life. You just gotta believe that the karma for the energy she's putting out and the way she's disrespecting you is gonna come back on her, and not be worrying about what she's gonna leave with. You can always bounce back. You're still Will Smith. You're still the Fresh Prince. You're still this guy who is well respected as a performer and entertainer. And if you get this broad off of you, then you can open your mind and clear your resources, man, your mental resources, your spiritual resources, your emotional resources, so you can focus on the right roles for you at this point in your life. Samuel Jackson, still getting amazing roles. Morgan Freeman, still getting amazing roles. Denzel Washington, still getting amazing roles. And all of these guys are older than you. You don't have to settle for the thing that doesn't work in your life anymore. You're not obligated to keep a woman who doesn't want to be kept. You're not obligated to keep a woman who doesn't take care of her responsibility anymore. Being your wife is a job. And if you have a woman who doesn't want to do the job efficiently and effectively anymore, fire her. You don't even have to put anybody else in the position, but you got to fire the person that's not doing the job. It'd be better for you to do the job yourself. So when guys be talking about cleaning, blah, 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 man, I got a cleaner lady come through my crib once a week. It's to the point where I don't even want no woman coming through to clean my crib, but man, if I got to have anything to do with her. She come through, spend 2 or 3 hours here, man, get everything tip-top, man, spick and span, and then she bounce. So I ain't got to have no woman to do that. Anything that a woman is doing in your life, man, you can replace her with somebody that you ain't got to have no emotional ties to. Somebody who don't want nothing from you but what you agreed to pay them. Now, you got a wife, you got to pay the broad, you got to lay the broad, you got to slay the broad. Man, you got to do all of these things, man, and then you got to deal with her disrespect. Who is she to disrespect this man like this? Who does she think she is? We live in a society where a woman who's at this point in her life, at this point in her SMV, can behave like this, and this society embraces it? I'm almost thinking about, man, just relocating to an Islamic environment. I can't deal with the foolishness that goes on here anymore. It's too much of it. Women going crazy, men supporting them going crazy, and that's driving the men crazy. It's a travesty for a woman to be in public and say,
I'm not going to let my husband Will keep me from finding the love of my life.
and I know some beta male Simon Johnny gonna come in here and tell me,
Welcome to the BOA. See, you can't read between the lines. You always tell me you read between the lines at the BOA. Let me tell you something. That woman is talking about she is gonna find the love to give her own self in her own life. She's not talking about the love of life no other man, Dr. BOA. She is talking about the love of her own life. So you ain't even think about that, Dr. BOA. But let me tell you something. I am smarter than you. I am more handsome than you. I am more dashing than you. And I got more money. Well, I may not have more money than you, but I got all the other stuff, Dr. BOA. Let me tell you something. What? You don't know nothing. You don't know women. You don't know men. You don't know you. You don't know God. You don't know nothing.
Unsubscribe.
okay, unsubscribe, sucker, but before you go, let me tell you this. You can try to dissect and decipher everything a woman says if you want to try to make it positive. But I ain't got that problem. Because I use wisdom, understanding, and logic to increase my knowledge of what I'm hearing and how to dissect it and decipher it. When a woman says something, You have to look at the context based on all the other things she said. This woman has been saying for the past 4 or 5 months that she's looking for a new love like Jody Wiley. And y'all want Will to stay in this scenario because y'all say, you just gotta let people be who they wanna be. Yeah, you gotta let them be who they wanna be, but then you gotta treat them how the hell they act. You can be who you wanna be. I can't stop you from being a scallywag, but I can stop a scallywag from being my wife. I can't stop you from being disrespectful, but I can stop a disrespectful woman from being my wife. I can't stop you from being a robber, but I can lay you down to make sure you ain't gonna rob me. This is just the way it is. You have to treat people the way they act. That is the essence of giving someone what they deserve and what they've earned. And what Jada Pinkett Smith has earned is the right to take Smith off her name and just go back to being Jada Pinkett. It's all up to Will to have the intestinal fortitude to make the move. Never let a woman disrespect you and keep living off your life. Living like your wife. When all she's doing is wait for you to turn around, man, so she can catch you in the back with a knife. Y'all comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic, man. I look forward to hearing what you men have to say. I'm out.
Alphas up, betas down, it's the motto. Simps claiming that they pimps, but they not though. Alphas up, betas down.